Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Six Man Blitz. I'm Jake Lynch. Zach Levine and Kobe White dropped a combined 76 points. Future! The future's
What
bright.
about your boy Lowry? Wendell Carter Jr., don't forget about him too. But
Trash.
this is Dak Prescott. Are the Cowboys ever going to give him a contract? I cannot see him staying in the NFL if they give him another franchise tag.
Hey, come to Chicago. We'll accept you with open arms. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so we got a good interview for you guys today. We got former USC and Michigan running back Ty Isaac. We're getting from his journey from JCA to USC all the way to Michigan. We go into a little Jim Harbaugh. He gives us a funny story of practice one day. And then we get into Ty Isaac's future in football moving forward in 2021.
Sir, and we asked him about car insurance in the Cars movie.
Hey, that's a great question. Hey, is it got to go 3-0 for life insurance, or is it going to be 2-1 car insurance? Let's find out. But make sure to subscribe to Six Man Blitz on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you find podcasts. Help your boys out. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Throw that like on YouTube. Do anything to help your boys out. We need it. But stick to the end of the episode. Then we get into Carson Wentz, the Utah Jazz. We get our weekend preview of college basketball and the NBA. College basketball heating up, man. I'm excited for it. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Almost that time.
March Madness coming up quickly. What that boy Future say? Bowling like the March Madness. So now let's get into the interview. All right, now we welcome on former Michigan and USC running back Ty Isaac. Thanks for joining us today, man. How you feeling?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you guys.
No problem. All right, so let's get into your JCA days, but a little bit before that. So you attended JCA, a Joliet Catholic, but your dad won a state championship. So how was it finally putting on that brown and white, knowing your dad had left a legacy at JCA?
Joliet Catholic is a big one, so having that type of, like you say, legacy. My dad did his thing while he was there. It was definitely exciting for me. I can remember being a little kid, living in Joliet. Where are you going to middle school? I didn't know what district I lived in. I don't know, but I'm going to JCA, so it was that type of thing for me. It was exciting. I think that's the best thing I could think. That was probably, at that point in time, that was it. That was the end-all, be-all for me. I just want to go there and play.
Yeah, JCA definitely got a leg.
You had a junior year is an important year for all of athletes, and you had an amazing junior year. You had 2,600 yards rushing, 54 touchdowns, and you were even Chicago Sun-Times Player of the Year. How did you think you were going to have that big of a season?
So, personally, if you ask me, I mean, okay, numbers-wise, I couldn't have predicted that, but I thought I was going to play well, to be honest with you. I was kind of fortunate. I played with a lot of guys who were good. Malin Jones was a kid. He was a year older than me. He, had a bunch of offers. There's a kid 2 years older than me. Josh had a bunch of offers. So there was guys like that, pushing me. So I knew what it was to work hard, and I kind of saw it before me. So, based off them, I had my own expectations for myself, and then to be able to see it, and the guys that were older than me, in my head, I was like, it's time to go make some money, go do something, And I always felt like we had a good enough team where we could do stuff like
that. Yeah. So you speak about you had a good team. You guys went to state that year, and you put up a crazy stat line, running for 550 yards and 6 touchdowns.
And lost.
Yeah.
It's an NCAA dynasty mode type shit.
How was it though? Like,
to be honest, I'm gonna tell you, man, I was tired. That's the best thing I could tell you. I mean, it was like one of those things. A lot of people watch the game and kind of get tied up into the story of it, because it's interesting. You got teams going back and forth. You got two players on opposing teams putting up crazy stats, but. Be honest with you, the only thing I could think, it seemed like they scored every 3 or 4 plays. So I was just on the sideline like, man, let me get some water, catch my breath, because we're about to be right back out
Yeah, because the final score was like 70-45 or something like that, right?
70-45,
Yeah, somewhere.
man. That's funny because people all, touchdowns. And I'm like, yeah, I did, and we lost. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, ain't no way you could lose doing that. And I'm here to tell you that's what happened.
Yeah, that was definitely insane. I was on the way to my brother's state championship game that year because Bolingbrook played, I think, Loyola later that day. And we were keeping up with your game at halftime.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then we watched it at the end. We were like, damn, what the hell?
Yeah, I was sick. My godbrother was on that Bolingbrook team. I was mad because he was happy they won state, and I'm sick. Yeah, I didn't want to talk to him for a little bit.
Definitely. But coming out of high school, you were a 5-star recruit. Was there a lot of pressure living up to that coming out of high school?
I don't know how much I would necessarily say pressure living up to it, but I guess for me personally, I just the whole recruiting process, and I don't know how kids do it now because there was way more rules back when I was in school where they couldn't contact you as much, but I was kind of over it. I never thought I'd be like a dude who would commit, before his senior season and all that, but it just gets to be so much that I more so wasn't necessarily worried about the pressure. I was just happy to have it done. Like it didn't really, all that other stuff didn't make a difference to me. As long as I could just focus on, myself and my own football and I didn't have to worry about 20, 30 people calling me a week, I was good. I think more so it was more a thing like my senior season, people would talk my senior season of high school more so than I would say in college because, you talk to a lot of guys. Once you get there, everybody's cold in there. Everybody was the man in high school. You know what I'm saying? And it really is like that. You look all across the roster and it's like, this dude did that. This dude was All-American. This dude was All-American. So I think at that point, I never felt pressure, but I definitely felt like it was, in the class I came in with, there was a lot of highly ranked guys. It was more so a target because, you get there and them older guys like, okay, we're going to see. You 5-star, we're going to find out in camp.
Yeah, so you were a 5-star, but what ultimately made you choose USC? Talk about the recruiting process a little. What made you go west and head over to LA?
Man, so me growing up as a kid, Reggie Bush was the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, 5 was the man. You got Lendell White. So I guess for a kid like me, it's like, and I, from, black and white TV days to now, like, I love the game. I love everything about it. I want to know about the game. So to have grown up knowing that USC is what? Tailback U, RBU, right?
Right.
You got O.J. Simpson, what's the name? Marcus Allen. Just a whole, you know what I'm saying? Just a laundry list of running backs to have that opportunity. And at the time, this is Troy Polamalu's uncle, was just a real good recruiter, a real renowned running back coach. And, I know a lot of times they say, players, commit to the school, which is true. But at that point in time, it was one that's, place I grew up watching. Fell in love with it on my visit, and there were just some really good coaches at that point in time where I felt like I was going to be, getting provided the proper tools to, to be as successful as possible.
Yeah, because you talk about Reggie Bush. Everybody's seen Reggie Bush's highlights. Everybody's watching them.
Everybody.
Talk about USC and all the traditions and stuff. How was it, getting some playing time freshman year? You had some stats there.
So originally, what I would say our first probably 3-4 games of the season, that was when Kiff was still the head coach. I kind of just was really a special teams guy. And then when Kiffin got fired, Coach Ed Orgeron, I would say he was a player's coach just in that he wanted everybody involved. And I think I was capable of playing. I was good enough, but I think part of it too was him wanting, guys that had lost their redshirt year to play special teams. He kind of gave them an opportunity to do stuff, and I appreciate him for that because that's huge, man. To go play at some place like the Coliseum, if you've never been there, the only thing you got to go. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than, you know, the big house at Michigan or going and playing at Notre Dame or you know, just any of those Penn State, these big time places, Ohio State. It's just one of those stadiums where it's like to go in there and play is just, it's nuts. Because then I think about the amount of times I've seen, you know, guys before me play. You know, it don't even matter who it is. I think, you know, SC players, you know, Troy Polamalu, Taylor Mays blowing dudes up, going across the middle of the Coliseum. It's like, you know, now I'm out here playing on it. So that was special to me for sure.
Yeah, so you get some playing time freshman year and look to have a big sophomore year at USC, but then you decide to transfer. What went into everything transferring from USC?
I had some stuff going on back home, just, you know, related to family and just kind of some health issues. And then on top of that, we had a coaching change. Like I said, when I committed, I was a believer. You commit to coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the coaching staff is who's going to play you. And, you know, when Kiffin got fired, that entire staff left. Everybody, the whole staff left except for a couple guys. There was not really much turnover, or there was a lot of turnover. And I guess at that point, I felt like it was just kind of all signs were telling me, hey, you'd probably be better off being a little bit closer to home, you know. And I wanted to, like I said, I had some family stuff going on. And then ultimately, I feel like long-term, it was probably the best decision for me across the board, just saying they went through a couple coaches and, you know, a lot of turmoil and whatnot. And I guess I would say, too, for a young kid, 18, 19, to be, you know, X amount of 1,000 miles away from home, that's a lot, you know, to be dealing with.
Right, and so what led to you picking Michigan, though, out of all the Big Ten choices you had?
To be honest with you, that probably was the staff I felt like behind SC wanted me the most. And, you know, I tell guys, you know, this now all the time. Go where they want you the most. You know, it's not necessarily – there's a lot of kids that can go to a lot of big-name schools and just be there. Go where they want you the most. That's where you're going to be the most appreciated. They're going to take care of you the most. They're going to try to do the most for you. And at that point in time, you know, I knew how much those guys wanted me to be a part of their program in the beginning. And now, obviously, if I knew they were going to get fired the next year, I probably would have made a different decision. But, you know, hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, you get there, and as Brady Hoke gets fired, and then Harbaugh comes in.
Right.
How was your relationship with Harbaugh?
I mean, not like we talk or anything, but I mean, if I could speak, I know. Put it this way: I respect him a lot. I really do, and I say that because he's not an easy person to play for, and it's not because of he just demands a lot, and you know, you hear it a lot. You know, it's hard to do the right thing all the time. Well, for some people, it is, and the way he runs his program is you're either going to do everything right all the time, or you're not going to play. So I will say that it taught a lot of guys a lot of lessons, taught a lot of guys how to work hard. And, you know, personally, I think I benefited from it. So, you know, like I said, I don't have anything bad to say about him. I respect the dude. You know, I know he's getting an earful right now just with how the team's been playing. But, you know, there's a lot that goes into a lot of things. And, you know, I don't get paid that much, so obviously I don't have the answers.
So you're talking about Harbaugh. Harbaugh's a pretty interesting guy. Do you have a funny Harbaugh story to tell?
Yeah, okay. So I forget who we were playing. We were in practice, and we had just installed some new plays, and one of them was a receiver running a wheel from the slot. And we had a dude go up there. We were 11-on-11 period. He goes and runs it. Coach Harbaugh didn't like it. He's mad. He's yelling and doing his thing. So he's sitting in the back. We're like, all right. So he sits there. He's yelling at him. He's like, you know what? I'm going to show you how to run it. Okay. So he gets in the slot, and he goes and he runs it all out. And, like, this is one thing about Coach Harbaugh. He don't mess around. Like, if he's going to demo something that's wide open, game rep, 100%, he lined up in the slot, and he ran the wheel route. So he he first, 3 steps, he goes to make the out, he looks over his shoulder. As soon as he turns over his inside shoulder on the top of the wheel route, he's running, and I mean, you could hear it, you could see it, everything. You heard like a little pop, and man, his whole stride, everything changed. He popped his hand. But look, he finished the route, but everybody on the defense, because Coach Harbaugh never really dealt with the defense. He had talked to him in, meetings and stuff, but he was an offensive coach. So, man, they all over there yelling and saying stuff and laughing. And, everybody on the offense, we see them every day, so we can't laugh. We can't do nothing. So the defense is on the sideline dying laughing, and we're all in the back quiet as church mouses. And that's probably the worst headache I ever had in football. I had my mouthpiece over my mouth. I'm trying not to laugh, but I mean, it was funny. It still is funny, but that's just a testament to who he is. Like, when I say he'll coach you hard and man, that's him every day. And I can remember every day after that, he'd stretch it out and try and run. Man, I got to get back. Like, Coach, you ain't playing, dog. You good.
Yeah, Coach Harbaugh, he always wearing them cleats, always acting like he go out there and play. And he warms up with the quarterbacks before games. He still thinks he's out there. He's like a kid. Like,
man, I'll tell you what, he busts his ass in warm-ups, because I can think of like when we would travel away games, you don't carry as many people on the team. You take, a reduced roster. So he would always be the quarterback that would go through our warm-ups with us. So he would do every handoff for every back that traveled, and shit, we would only travel like 3 backs. So I would get tired during warm-ups, and he took every rep. So I knew. I used to be like, man, ain't no way I'm getting 9 million a year and doing this.
Yeah, definitely. So your sophomore year, you redshirted. So coming off the next year, did you have more of an appreciation for football after just sitting out that 1 year?
I wouldn't necessarily say appreciation. I was just super hungry, because that one thing I will say, like the workout culture going to Michigan, man, we had strength coach Aaron Wellman, and man, he's going to put it on you every day. I would say that's probably the strongest and fastest I ever was probably my sophomore redshirt year, just because you don't do nothing but practice and lift. But, yeah, like you say, going into that next year, I just felt like, man, I've literally been working out for 8-9 months straight. Like, I'm not on scholarship for working out. So, I finally get to showcase what I'm here for and do my thing.
Yeah, so your junior and senior year, you stay consistent, running the ball statistic-wise. So how would you describe your Michigan career?
I mean, shit, everybody wants to go to, college and run for 10,000 yards and win 4 Heismans. That's – everybody does. Anybody who said they don't is lying. But I think more so than anything, it was I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my teammates. I enjoyed being a part of a winning program. Personally, obviously, I wish I would have – accomplish more of my own goals. But at the end of the day, that, an opportunity to play at a high level, have some success, I wouldn't change anything. I know that there are probably some things that could have gone different. They were 50-50, but it's just one of those things, especially in football, as long as you just fight for the next play. Whatever it is. And I think that, over my career, whether it be injuries or, coaching changes or transfers, whatever it may be, it's just, fight for the next play. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever happened, good, bad, indifferent, just next play. And, I've tried to translate that to my adult life as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great motto to live by. What was the hardest thing about being a Division I athlete?
For me, man, I'm going to be honest with you, I could not stand getting the text. It'd be like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and you get every night you get a new text with your whole day scheduled. Like, damn, man, I got 14 hours of this stuff. But other than that, I mean, it's funny, the things that I didn't like, having 14 of my hours of my day blocked off, I used to hate it in school. And now it's like, if I don't, have a routine, or if I don't have a schedule, I don't know what to do with myself. So honestly, I would say probably just the amount of time we spent, like, not the football stuff, but, you got training table, you got to go meet with this tutor, you got to go do this or do that, little stuff like that. But, looking back, that's just part of it. Like I said, I think that's kind of what developed my, like, need for a schedule all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Those routines get you set. They get you
Yeah, they
right.
do. They definitely do.
All right, so after your Michigan career, you go to Birmingham play for the Birmingham Iron out of the AAF. How was it playing in the new football league?
Um, Interesting to say the least. Um, it was nothing like Michigan. I could tell you that. Nothing at all. But I met a lot of good dudes. Situationally, I kind of honestly, it was what it was. Hearing that I was in Birmingham and that Trent Richardson was going to be there, in my head, I said, all right, that'll be cool. He's going to be the starter. He'll be the guy. I'll be able to rotate in. Whatever. I understand it's a new league. You got to have some names to put butts in seats. I get it. It's a business. I don't know. Just the whole way it kind of panned out. Obviously, nobody could predict that you're going to run out of money in the middle of the season when a billionaire just bought the league, right? So you don't plan for that. Obviously, I didn't plan to go down there and spend 2 months doing nothing, not playing. But you got paid, so what are you going to do?
Because it was AAF, everybody was like, let's see how long this new league lasts. And I thought it was
And
going
I'm
to
going
make
to tell you what. I thought it – because even with the XFL, like when COVID shut everything down, I was down in Dallas with the XFL, and even then I was like, man, the AAF wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but, if you stack it up next to each other, I think the XFL probably has better branding. You know what I'm saying? A better name. People are going to be more in tune.
right.
But as far as like pay structure and how they had some type of infrastructure, I can't say that the AAF was bad. I think that personally, I'm going to be honest with you, if the owner, the guy who bought the league, if he would have just done what he said he was going to do, the AAF would still be up and running right now, honestly. I mean, to me, it wasn't necessarily the best football, but it's a work in progress. It's your first year in the league. Like, I don't know very many businesses that go in their first year of business and expect to, have big margins, especially in the black. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, like I'm in the process of it now. I understand that I'm probably going to spend a little bit more than I'm going to make in my first year, but that's going to be okay because that's going to be beneficial for the long run. I'd rather get my bumps and bruises out the way the first year, and I kind of felt like that's how the league was going because I mean, it was having good ratings. There was guys that were really, playing good football, made NFL rosters. So it is kind of a shame to see that go away, and I hope that something, does come back up like that.
Yeah, no doubt. Because do you know where you were at when you heard the news that it was going under? Like, what was your reaction to when it was going under?
I just walked off a field. We just finished the workout, and I was getting ready to go back to my hotel, and they were like, hey, go home. And that was it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, and it's just, but at that point, pandemic, what am I going to say? No, I'm going to stay here and play football? Shit, all right, I'm going home. I'll see y'all. So, it just was one of those things where it was like, what are the odds? Last year, it just goes under. This year, everybody, there's this, crazy illness that is not allowing a lot of people to do anything. So I understand that a football league is minor to what's going on, but it was just like, what are the odds?
Exactly. Yeah. Can't predict.
Yeah, no kidding.
With everything going on now, could we expect to see Ty Isaac in our football field in 2021?
Honestly, man, I hope so. I've, my agent's been kind of keeping in contact with me. I had to be honest with him. I would say probably a good half of the pandemic, I was pretty bitter just about, what are the odds? You got this pandemic, you can't do anything. The AAF gets shut down. So I was kind of like, whatever. I'm ready to just go start working and make money. And, I've always had in the back of my head, like, man, to be 25, 26 years old and still in good shape, like, I'm definitely not, a young 21-year-old, but, like, I don't feel old. I don't feel beat up. So I kind of had in the back of my head I'd like to try again. But, I'm probably going to go. I've been training every day. I know they got some workouts April and May. If that works out and I can get on a CFL roster, great. If not, I think that's going to be it for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man.
But I'm okay with either or.
We're gonna be rooting for you over at 6-Man Blitz. You already know.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. You guys got to send me both of your. You got to message me, Huff. You got to message me. So I got your Instagram. I'm following. Keep up with you guys, man.
Man, we definitely got to send you a shirt soon, man. Definitely got to be rocking that
Hey,
sick.
it glows
Absolutely.
in the dark.
It does?
So-
All right, bet.
Yeah.
So the last part,
Okay.
the last half of the episode, we normally do rapid fire takes. So let's hit you with some rapid fire questions real quick.
Absolutely. Let's go.
What was the one game in your mind, your best game that you went off and nobody could stop you?
Besides the state game.
Just in life?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
for football in general.
Okay. All right. We had and I was in 8th grade. We had a nationals tournament down in Tennessee, and I ran for 490 and 5 touchdowns.
Damn, that man was bullying kids.
Because I could remember it was like an all-star team too, and it surprised me. I was surprised. I was like, "Damn, I'm kind of nice."
All right, so why did you end up wearing 32?
My dad. Yeah, all him. He wore it when he was in high school and college.
What athlete did you look up to the most growing up?
Walter Payton. I had every book. I had all the VHSs. I got one DVD. I can remember I was sitting on my grandma's kitchen table when he passed away. I remember watching the news when he died. That was favorite player by far. That's why, man, I used to spat my ankles up because of Walter Payton.
Man, sweetness was different, man. But all right, so
Hell yeah.
who was the best player you ended up playing against? Just football in general.
Ooh, best. I'm gonna tell you what, the best dude I played against wasn't on a different team. He was on our team, but when I redshirted, Frank Clark was the starting DN at Michigan.
Oh yeah.
But hey, that's a bad dude. That's a bad dude. That's bad. And you know what? And that's the crazy thing. I was fortunate to play with some dudes like that. I played like Leonard Williams was when I was a freshman. He was a DN at USC. He was a bad dude. Jabril Peppers was pretty cold, but I'd say overall, man, Frank Clark, that man, cold. And then as far as like another team, we never got big into that. I can't even remember like the biggest name defensive dude we ever played. I really can't. Oh, Bosa. I take that back. Joey Bosa.
Okay.
BMF. He was handling shit that game. I gotta give it to him. Yeah.
What team did you play that talked the most shit?
Oh, Michigan State. I hate them dudes. Yeah, I hate them.
All right, so is the Big House the best stadium in college football?
Regarding, okay, as far as like fan turnout, absolutely. Noise-wise, it doesn't go straight up. It goes out, so it's not as loud as you would think it is. But like in terms of like, if you want to just look out and be like, damn, that's a lot of people, Big House all the way. The loudest place we played is either Penn State or O State, for sure.
Okay,
Definitely.
yeah. That makes sense.
Now that's just on loudness. The horseshoe. You know what I'm saying. I'm cool on that, but it does get loud. I would say that.
Could we see Michigan winning a national championship soon?
Nah. Hey, look, we just trying to get a Big Ten championship, baby.
All right,
I don't know. Look, we top 10 recruiting class. We got new staff. We're gonna get it together. We're gonna be top 4 next year. You know what I'm saying? Go blue.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. But all right, so let's say you're starting a franchise. Do you start with Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley?
Oh, I'm going McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, yeah, that's a safe
Well, because you got to think too. All right, so he turns 30 and he's falling off at back. All right, cool. Now you're gonna go be Amendola for the last 3, 4, 5 years of your career.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I mean he's that good. Yeah. So I look at him as like, all right, as soon as I feel like he's not as productive as I want him to be in the backfield, you're a receiver now. And I played with his younger brother at Michigan. His younger brother's real smart, high football IQ. So I know that guy's probably just the same.
All right, this is a tough one. 3 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Okay.
Who do you have?
Oh, 3 dinner guests. All right, Jordan, Walter Payton.
Sir.
Who do I really, really want to talk to? That's Jordan, Walter Payton, Kobe. I like to pick his brain too. Kobe.
Different minds.
Yeah.
All right, so for the
Because you got
last,
to think, those are all three mental killers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I want to know what they know. I want to know what they know.
man, you can't mess with them at all, man. They unfazed.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so for the last question, always the best question. All right,
Hmm.
Favorite question.
in the movie Cars,
Okay.
do cars have life insurance or car insurance?
I'm going, no, that's life insurance. It's got to be.
All right, all of our guests so far said life insurance, 3-0 so far. So
Oh, yeah. All right, there we go. Hey, look, because I'm saying life insurance because, shit, it's got to be. If I get into a wreck, hey, nah, yeah, that's life insurance. Because look, Doc died off that. The Hudson Hornet, he died from a crash, right? Yeah, that's life insurance. That's life insurance. Yeah.
Yeah, that always gets people thinking. You were just thinking about that for a minute right there.
Yeah, nah, that was a good question. And look, I took it seriously, too. There you go. I thought about it.
All right, well, that's all we got for the interview, man. We appreciate you for coming on and appreciate
Thank you.
giving it your time.
Awesome. Yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Now, welcome back to Blitz. Now we're getting into some NFL and sports talk here. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview. We got some interviews moving forward.
3-0 now.
Hey,
With the
3-0.
question.
3-0. We'll give our takes on that soon. We'll see how it works out, but hope you guys know that we should have some interviews moving forward for you guys. So stay tuned for that and keep supporting 6-Man Blitz. Now let's get into some NFL talk. Carson Wentz on the trade rumor. Rumors about him coming to Chicago. Ooh, it's heating up. Adam Schefter said he's going to be traded real soon. So
Everybody's saying that, to be honest. That's all of, like, the sports tweets, the sham, all of them.
oh yeah, the shit is funny, man.
But, like, the Bears, they're desperate as hell to get a quarterback. Anybody, like, with, like, that's a name. But I've been hearing Nick Foles coming back to the Eagles. Oh, Jalen Hurts, that boy sweating. He like, if I mess up, they're bringing in the Super Bowl MVP.
They got a statue of him outside of him of Lincoln Financial. That's not a good sign for Jalen Hurts.
I'm saying. But I think the Bears, they're really desperate for this. So I think if he's going to get traded anywhere, it's probably going to be to the Bears. I think the best spot for him, though, is the Colts. That's a better option. But coming into the Bears, if we just give up Danny Trevathan, I'll be all right. No young pieces. I don't want to give up because I've been hearing they're going to give up Cohen. That's in the talks, but hey, after them banana sandwiches, nah, bro, you gotta go.
What did he say? He said mayo and banana, right?
Your mayo banana sandwiches.
That man rocking Air Force Ones right today, man. He woke up and chose violence.
That is a down bad move, bro. Gotta have nothing in the fridge for me to eat that.
Dude, if I go up to somebody's house and they pull out a mayo banana sandwich, I'm smacking that around his leaving. It's disrespectful.
Or if you had like school and shit, somebody pulled that out of their lunch bag.
It's just like when you're over at the family house for Thanksgiving and you don't like the food, so then you like fold in a half and then you throw it at the bottom of the trash can, like making sure like nobody see it, but then everybody else around you like, yeah, this shit trash. It's one of those things.
Bro, you can't do that. You can't do that at any of my shit. Remember that one time at my birthday party, you tried to throw away a pizza? My dad took that shit and ate it.
Man,
nah, you can't play with that.
You can't throw no food away, man. But unless it's trash, that's a different story. But I don't know. Now let's get back to Carson Wentz for a second. But it's pretty much down to the Bears and Colts, with the Bears overpricing themselves. There's been rumors offering 2 first-round picks, a first-round pick, Nick Foles, Tariq Cohen. Like, I remember we were talking about some trade packages, and there was one that we saw. It was Carson Wentz in the second-round pick to the Bears, and the Eagles would get Danny Trevathan in the 7th-round pick. I feel like that'd be good for the Bears. But
we still get the first pick, too. So
yeah, there's another one that was the Bears just get Carson Wentz while the Eagles get our first-round pick, the 6th-round pick, and Nick Foles. That would just be robbery right there. I feel like Carson Wentz would be a good quarterback in the right system. It just depends on where he goes. And he's got to stay healthy, too. He's got all that money. You can't be getting hurt constantly like that. But hey, if you can get anywhere close to an MVP season that he almost had,
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be dangerous. And the Bears never had a quarterback throw for more than 4,000 yards.
Dude, if you think about it, the Bears' best quarterback has been Jay Cutler.
Yeah,
If you think about it, look at the numbers.
is Jay Cutler or Jim McMahon? That's pretty sad, bro. I don't know. Smoking Jay wasn't even that bad, man. He wasn't even that bad.
He wasn't a leader. That's the thing, and you can't be a quarterback and not a leader.
Hey, that's a discussion for a different time, man.
We'll get him on the show though soon.
Hey, man. His Instagram is funny though. Jay Cutler had Instagram. That's hilarious.
Hey, when we're saying Jay Cutler, we're not talking about the bodybuilder.
Yeah, talking about number 6 for the Chicago Bears. All right, let's shift away from NFL real quick. Let's get into some NBA talk. The Utah Jazz are off to a hot start. They are 20-5 now. They're starting to get tested this upcoming week. They got the Jazz on Friday, but we'll get into that when the weekend preview. Or they got the Bucks, I should say. The Bucks. We'll get into that weekend preview. But what do you have to say about the Jazz hot start?
Dude, like out of the last 16 games, they're 15-1. But this Jazz team, they look everything like, but don't look at their record and all this stuff. Don't look at them as like, one of the favorites come out of the West. It's still Clippers, Lakers, and Denver. This Jazz team is a regular season team. Like Shaq said, Donovan Mitchell, he can only score. He can't do nothing else. But I think the Jazz, they're like, I could see them winning a playoff series, but they're not getting past the second round. But they still look good. Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson could be up for 6th man of the year, 17 points a game. Mike Conley's doing a lot better than last season. And then they got Bojan back. So, I mean, it's just – they look nice on paper.
On paper, yeah, because on paper they got 6 guys averaging over 10 points. And I like how you said Jordan Clarkson is 6th man of the year, but that's Patrick Williams right there. But Rudy Gobert, hey, not an episode goes by without Patrick Williams reference. But Rudy Gobert averaging over 13.5 rebounds a game. That's all he can do. That's Shaq hating on the Jazz, man. I think they get a little more than they deserve. But if you look at their who they played, they haven't really played a lot of teams. They don't have a lot of quality wins. They beat the Warriors. Warriors struggled early on in the season. Now they kind of figured it out. They did beat the Nets. But if you look at their remaining schedule, they got this week they got the Bucks, Heat, and Sixers all at home, and then they go to LA to play the Clippers twice, and then they have the Lakers after that. So we go see what they made out of. We go see if they can win half those games, they're in good shape. But I don't see them lasting long in the NBA playoffs. I hope Donovan Mitchell proved me wrong, but
Spider.
hey, the Jazz are the Jazz, just like the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland Browns. The Utah Jazz are Utah Jazz.
Talk about a tough place though to get superstars to come. Ain't nobody trying to be in Salt Lake City, bro. So it's like they're gonna be lucky to hold on to Donovan Mitchell, if anything.
Yeah, and the whole Rudy Gobert thing last year, shutting down the whole NBA. What a dweeb. All right, now let's stick with the Jazz. Let's get into weekend preview. Start off NBA. The Bucks play the Jazz. Who you got in this game?
I'm gonna say the Jazz right now. Because it's when you get that streak, though, you get a lot of wins under your belt. They feel confident. They got everybody healthy and back. And the Bucks, they're not as healthy right now. And so, I mean, it just depends. If Chris Middleton, I've never been really sold on him, though. Like, he gets the all-star nod over Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal because he's on the Bucks. And then you always have a good winning record. But he's not really another all-star, in my opinion. But if he goes off, him and Giannis, because Giannis had 47 last game. And he didn't shoot one single three. I mean, he didn't make a three or whatever. And he had 47 points. That's insane.
That's some Wilt Chamberlain numbers right there.
They still lost.
Hey, and when Devin Booker said, as soon as he saw Giannis shoot the game-winning jump shot, we knew it was over. Right there, but that's so true. Man, the Bucks, they don't have a healthy Drew Holiday, and that's been hurting them down the stretch right here. I mean, they traded for him, gave away hella picks to get him, which I don't understand that one. But it's the NBA. They don't value picks, obviously, because, I mean, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George don't have a pick until 2027. But Kawhi Leonard go leave soon. But that's a different subject again. I'm getting
Paul
off.
George is gonna bring him a chip, man, too.
He want all the smoke up there. But anyway, Bucks, Jazz, Giannis. He's not all of that to me. I always thought that he's not like that. He's one-dimensional. And once you shut down that one dimension, it's over with. I mean, he did have
Yeah,
40.
you've seen that in the playoffs, bro. Like he's like,
It's like James Harden in the playoffs.
Yeah.
James Harden doesn't get the fouls in the playoffs, so they don't too far. But I got the Jazz moving to 21-5. Regular season champions, though. Go with that for the Jazz. So we just talked about James Harden and the Nets. So now let's go to the big game this weekend. Brooklyn Nets going back to the Bay to play Golden State. KD is back off COVID protocol.
free me.
KD, he finally free. High scoring game right here. No doubt in my mind. Every Brooklyn Nets basketball game. So let's see who you got.
I got the Nets. I think they just came off that 3-game losing streak, and they got that win against the Pacers. But I think Kevin Durant's going to have a big game, against the Warriors. But this, if Steph Curry doesn't drop like 50, the Warriors aren't winning. Who's their supporting cast? Who was their second best player?
Kelly Oubre. No, James Wiseman. James Wiseman been balling, though. No cap.
Kelly Oubre is having the most disappointing season. If there was an award, he would get it. They traded all that stuff away from him, and they gave him a big, he's getting more money, from the Suns contract too, for him to get traded in the deadline.
Bro, we have to start the award. It has to be the most disappointing NBA player. We'll give it a name soon, but Kelly Oubre is the runaway favorite this year.
Yeah, who would be second though?
I don't know. Kelly Oubre is definitely one though, and I feel like that's who's been disappointing?
I mean, Kemba Walker hasn't been looking decent.
But he's been hurt though. It's like Jimmy Butler. He's been hurt this whole. Oh, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook. There we go. He's in
Russell Westbrook. But what you're getting with Westbrook. He's gonna have 15 from 40
all time, and everybody's like, "Hey, he's averaging a triple double though." Like, no, you're the problem. You saying he averaged a triple double? You're the problem. Look, watch the game. He hasn't been playing good. I will say.
Look at his shots, the amount of shots he makes and how much he misses,
Dude, I will say his knee has been messing him up, but we got to find a name for this award. Because we can't just call it the bum ass award. We need a name. We'll come up with some. But Kevin Durant back in the Bay. But I got a question, man. How the hell are the Nets 15-12? Every time I see a game, they're losing. How are they 15-12? How are they 4th in the East?
Their record against losing teams is bad too. They've lost to some bad losing teams.
Dude, and they're actually the 3rd place in the East. How? How the hell are you 3rd place in the East? Every time I watch the game, every team is putting up 140 points. That's not good. And they lose. Watch. If they beat the Warriors, they'll prove me wrong. But how are the Nets 15-12?
I have no answer for you.
It doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. Give me Curry, man. Look at Curry, man.
You got the Warriors in this game?
I do have the Warriors. I got Curry. Hey, look at Curry, man. It's so inspirational, man. Made me laugh. Made me smile. Nice. But, yeah, I got the Warriors. Steph Curry, 52 points.
Hey, score prediction.
212. No, I'm just kidding.
Curry dropping at least 40. Who's guarding him?
I'll say 144-137. Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, that seems about accurate.
Kelly Oubre dropping 38. No, I'm just kidding. Here you go, dropping crisp 7 points, maybe.
With 4 for 11, with 4 for 16 shooting and shit.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see how he ends up. But all right, now let's go into some college basketball talk. Let's start off with some Missouri Valley talk real quick. Hey, that boy Joseph Yesufu, and them Drake Bulldogs.
19-1.
19-1. And they're playing number 22 Loyola Chicago, Sister Jean, baby. But who you got in this one? Let's hear your college basketball talk.
Hey, I'm not a professional in watching this. I know Jake watches this religiously, but hey, NBA basketball is better than NCAA basketball. NBA is better than college hoops. NFL is better than college football.
Stop it. No. No, college is the best.
Hey, I got some statistics though this time. All right, so Drake is 10th in field goal percentage. Loyola is 3rd. So whenever you can get the ball in the bucket, man, it's going to be a high-scoring game, I think. And then if Hemphill off Drake can have a good game, and Joseph Yesufu, if he can have 18 points like he did the last game, maybe they can beat Loyola. But this Loyola team, like I said, 3rd field goal percentage. I think Loyola is going to win, to be honest. But, dude, the crazy thing about this game is they play each other the next 2 more times.
Exactly. Yeah, they play each other twice. So they could split the series. They play Friday and then play Sunday.
Sister G going to be on the chair, going to be like,
Dude, they was just ranked 25th, too. And then they dropped them after they lost to Valpo. And Loyola's making a comeback up here. So these are both, Cinderella teams in the tourney. Even though they're 19-1, Drake, people are still going to be like, where the hell is Drake even at?
Right.
I mean, it's in Iowa, if you didn't know.
When I think of Drake, I think of Drake Bell.
I think of 6 man. Jersey Drake, 6 God himself.
Sure.
But yeah, shout out that boy Joe Yesufu. We rocking. Bolingbrook alumni.
Yeah, follow me back on Twitter.
Hey, he dropped $18 a day. He dropped $18 a day. That might be hooping. But Loyola's on a 10-game winning streak. So that's intense, but Drake only lost 1 game. So it's pretty much the
Which one's better?
It's like
so Drake lost their last game.
right.
So technically they were on an 18-game winning streak.
I like where your head at. But the Loyola big man, Cameron Watneg, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Oh, I don't know how to say that shit. But
He's going to come after us. We're going to try to get him for an interview. He's going to be like, you said my name wrong. I ain't coming on the damn show.
he go boycott 6-man Blitz. But he averages 15.5 and 16.1 rebounds. He's a 4th down low, but I'm going with the boy. That was Yesufu and the Bulldogs. They go turn it around, 20-1.
Sir.
Now let's go on to Saturday. Number 12, Oklahoma. It's number 14, West Virginia. You know how I feel about West Virginia. Final 4, baby. Press Virginia and Bob Huggins going to the Final 4. I'm calling it now.
I don't really. I might like. You had the St. John's team.
Nah,
I kind of like St. John's or whatever.
dude, St. John's got a cool name. They're the Red Storm. I'm not saying they're good. I like their team.
Hey, but don't call me on college basketball. But for this Oklahoma-West Virginia game, last time Oklahoma was in our podcast, they beat Alabama.
Big 12, SEC Challenge.
They had 3 upsets. Kansas they beat. But the last time this team played was January 2nd. And Oklahoma's bench outscored West Virginia's bench 39-19.
Yeah, that's tough. You can't win like that.
Hey, Austin Reeves, one of their star players, had 13 points. Now, if you think about it, if they can do that again in this game, if your bench is playing to the level, your star players get a little downtime. They don't have to put as much out on the floor. They don't have to get 20 points. They don't have to get crazy numbers. So, but if Austin Reeves has a good game this week too, I'm going Oklahoma. Always.
Yeah, that's crazy. Talking about Austin Reeves. He's back this week, actually. So that's a good sign for Oklahoma. He's been out a few games. Man, this is a tough one for me. No, I'm just kidding. I got West Virginia. West Virginia cold. I like West Virginia. West Virginia's my team for the Final 4 because it's Baylor, it's Drake. No, my bad. Baylor, Gonzaga, and you got 2 other ones. That's who everybody's going with. That's who I'm going with. That'd be crazy to pick against them. West Virginia definitely in there. Hopefully they match up, but My bracket's gonna be hard. This bracket's gonna be hard this year.
Fumbling after the first day, bro. All of my brackets turned to shit after day one.
Hey man, 16 upset and 1 this year. No, I'm just kidding. But that was crazy though. But give me Press Virginia. The hell out of teams, Press Virginia.
Yes, sir.
I was going to Valentine's Day. You know I got nothing else. You know I got nothing else to do. You know I'll be watching.
I got a reservation for Sugar Factory. Yes, sir.
I'll be watching on my chair right here, watching number 3 Michigan back in action. There's number 21 Wisconsin, baby. Michigan finally off the COVID hiatus. They haven't played since January 22nd. Who you got in this one?
Oof. Big Ten is the best division in college basketball.
Maybe.
Hey, I know you say the Big 12, but
Maybe.
7 teams in the top 25, 3 in the top 6. Minnesota should be in the top 25, but, they got booted. But,
It's
hey,
hard to win in the Big Ten every night, man.
you
Upsets.
know who Big Cat has in this game?
Oh, yes.
I mean, all my timeline be Wisconsin shit. I be like, come on, man.
Anybody trying to see that?
But this Michigan team, I think if Isaiah Livers can have a big game and Hunter Dickerson can have a big game, I got Michigan, but, Wisconsin, never liked them. Although Frank Kaminsky days, never been a fan of Wisconsin basketball.
I've never been a fan. They bore me to death. They run a zone. Fundamentals. What's that one Lonzo Ball video? Or it's like Billy bounce pass out to that one's funny, and then they showed the other one's like, oh, Jamal dunking the home. Yeah, that one's funny. But I never liked Wisconsin. I don't got nothing for Wisconsin. But Michigan's has been on a pause. Haven't been able to practice a lot. Haven't been able to do much a lot. So they're going to be coming out like Tom Brady did after the Super Bowl parade. With the legs. But
Juwan Howard isn't playing good though.
I do like Juwan Howard though. That
was a good hire.
Juwan Howard, Hunter Dickinson. They got the #1 recruiting class in the country next year. So should be good to watch Michigan basketball moving forward. But I got Wisconsin this one. And Michigan should go far in the final in the March Madness. But now let's get away from that. Closing remarks.
Ooh, I know you guys seen the All-Star voting standings. Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, they averaged Zach LaVine's 27 points per game. Bradley Beal's like 30, leading the NBA. All for what? To lose to the standings to Alex Caruso and Klay Thompson, who hasn't played a game. All his highlights for this season have been talking to Rodney Magruder. Talking to Rodney Magruder. That's his best play this all season, man.
Man.
I don't understand it.
Vote Zach LaVine and Patrick Williams for the All-Star game, man.
All it takes, one vote.
Just a retweet. That's all we need. So mine is Drunk Tom Brady, like I just referred to a few seconds ago.
Avocado tequila.
Tequila, be getting that man. Go. But, Tom Brady, he can do whatever he wants. He's throwing Lombardi trophies from one boat to another boat.
I saw that too. I was like, what the hell?
They don't care. Not a single mask in sight. COVID apparently not real in the boat parade.
It's Florida, though. You know they don't care about in Florida.
It just doesn't exist down there, apparently. Get out of it. What you got for Song of the Week?
I got Moneybag Yo, Time Today. It's a hit. Moneybag Yo, he clutch, man.
Mess with it. Be rocking. But that's all we got for today's show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed Ty talking. Great interview. Great dude.
Go Blue.
Gotta love the Wolverines. Gotta love Jim Harbaugh. Hopefully they can turn it around soon. But
For your sake.
weird having a Michigan State guest and now having a Michigan guest back-to-back weeks. Maybe even another Big Ten foe soon. Maybe. But yeah, that's all we got for you guys. Stay tuned. Make sure to follow us on social media. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. That's 6 man.
Check out the link tree.
Check that link tree out, man. Make sure to subscribe again. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. And we'll see you guys next week. Love you guys.